Alright, so my guys lost today. Michigan lost to Michigan State, one of our in-state rivals. That's okay. Tonight we played Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This was my Pathfinder to 5e group. In a campaign I'm calling, I can't remember, Forgotten God or something like that, or Rebuilding a God. I don't know, something like that. So anyways, I did not prep for this adventure. I pretty much kind of knew what I wanted to happen anyways because I gave this seed in our second session. This was our 5th session, I believe, which we did lose a player who will not be playing in this campaign anymore. It's my Savage Worlds game master. He said that he's too busy. So, which is fine. It's just 4 of us, and I think he was only there for 1 session anyway. So we left off last session back in Pinerun, and they were going to look at the bounty board, which they did last session. And so this session, we started off, I said 2 weeks had passed, what have all of you been doing? And so everybody told me what they were doing. And by the way, the footage of the session will be up tomorrow, or in the next few days I should say. I'm going to split it up into about 3 parts probably because it's a 5-hour session. Maybe I'll split it into 5. Let me know in the comments below of this video how you'd like to see it. It's 5 hours total. There's some dead air, so I will try to edit that out where we're paused and taking breaks. That way it keeps going for you guys. So I will edit a little bit out, but not a ton. And yeah, so anyways, back to what I was saying though. So I asked everyone what they were doing in their downtime, and went from there. 2 players leveled up to level 3. Our fighter became an Eldritch Knight. Our druid leveled up to level 3. Our rogue was already level 3, and our cleric of life was already level 3. So, from there, when they all figured out what they were doing and had talked about how they wanted to seek certain things on the bounty board, the cleric said that he was scouting the area around Pinerun. He was just going to be out there looking around for strange things. Well, he found some footprints that were deeper than normal. He was able to track them. As they were tracking them, they came across a bunch of Lizardmen. Now, I didn't say this in-game, but you can tell when there's Lizardmen around, there's water nearby. So, I should have said that, but either way, they fought a bunch of Lizardmen. I think they fought like 10 Lizardmen. 2 of them I beefed up a little bit, and I wasn't using their multi-attack, except for the 2 better than normal ones. So, I think they have multi-attack. I don't know. But either way, so I did that. It was a pretty tough battle for them, but it was fun. They ended up coming through. And then they decided to go forward. They came up finally on a cave after being out all day traveling. And at this cave that they saw straight ahead, there was a fence and a gate. There's also a statue of bones that were all just kind of put there, and a bunch of gravestones that they knew as former warriors. It was like a warrior burial site before. Now, before they got there, and I told them this after they got there, that they had traveled through some ruins before they got there. So, in other words, there was a civilization here long ago, and they had buried some of their soldiers here. So yeah, there were 3 carcasses there that had been dead for a while, and they decided they were going to go camp for the night. So they camped, and I don't think anything happened when they camped. They rested that night. The next day, they went up to the gate and saw that there was fresh blood on it. So they snuck in and did their thing. And they came across a giant scorpion in the first room of the dungeon. Now, the druid cast a spell that I wasn't sure how to handle. So I kind of just went with it. I said, okay, the scorpion knows something is here, doesn't know what. So you guys have advantage until you attack. Once you attack and it can see you, you lose your advantage. Well, the rogue did sneak attack and automatically crits because it can't be seen, because it has advantage, and all that good stuff. Tore it up. Our fighter did some good damage, basically dropped the 700 XP scorpion in a round. I originally was going to throw 2 at them. I decided 1, should have went with 2. It would have been much more fun. However, the tail on the scorpion does some crazy damage, and they get 3 attacks per turn, so I figured that might be too much. So that's why I took the second one away. But anyways, so they continued. There was a chasm. They got across it. They were pretty creative with it. I liked it. As half of the party got over the chasm, because I like the idea that if 2 people are able to be on one side and the other 2 are kind of restricted, the idea of them getting like ambushed makes it fun, because now you have 2 people who have to work to get into the battle and the other 2 are already in it. So I did that and it worked well. Gave the desired effect, I believe. I think our rogue dropped then, or our druid. One or the other one dropped, I believe. But after the battle was brought back, boom, was able to move on. Or maybe it was during battle. They moved on, came across a long hallway that went into a room with 3 vampires in it. Now, they aren't vampires by the monster manual. I tweaked them quite a bit. And I said, you know, they're not really vampires. So, they were what they were. Don't know what they are, but I called them vampires for the sake of the game. So, tuned it down a lot, didn't give them all the vampire abilities, made it simple on myself and them, and, you know, they ended up beating them. Somebody dropped in that fight, which I think was, it was either the rogue or the druid, whichever one didn't drop before. So, yeah, so they were dropped, and they were doing all sorts of stuff, and they decided after the fight to destroy one of, there were 6 crystals. Before they went into the room, I said there's a glowing purple light from the room. So they got in there and they could see everything was glowing purple because of these crystals on the top of these pillars. There were 6 of them. After the battle, I said, oh, I'm just surprised you guys didn't destroy these pillars. They're like, well, that would have been stupid. I said, okay, just surprised, that's all. You know. But anyways, so they then decided after battle, because of what I said, I think, let's try to destroy one, since they're huge. They were like way too big for them to carry. So they shot one, it exploded and shattered, but didn't shatter like you would expect. There were no remnants of it after it shattered. And shortly after that, the earth in this whole area shook for a second. I made everyone make a dex saving throw. Anyone who fell over would suffer some damage from falling over. Only one person fell over. They debated destroying the others, decided not to. So they have 5 crystals that they left in there. And yeah, and then they left. So, gave them some treasure, which they divided up for the most part. There was a spell book they found on a bookshelf in there. So, first level spells, 6 of them. It's a wizard spell book. I am going to come up with what is in the spell book before our next game, which I think is going to be November 15th is the goal, somewhere around then. So, got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Now, with that, so they'll have that next session, and I think the fighter and druid are like 300 experience away each from leveling up. The other 2 are still a few thousand away. I think like 3,000 from leveling up to 5. But, you know, it was a fun game. No drama whatsoever. Afterwards, as they were traveling back, they got into a fight with 8, maybe 10 small spiders, and then 1 giant spider. So what I did is I took the giant spider stats, I halved the hit points, and I dropped the AC for the little ones. And then the regular giant spider was normal. And I added an effect, so they would take poison damage if they failed their con save, but I would also make them have disadvantage, because I like that idea. If you take poison damage, you also suffer the poison effect. So I was doing that too. It's just something I like. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. This will be posted probably on Sunday sometime. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. Please be sure to like and share this with your friends if they're into gaming. And I'll see you next time. I'm really curious though what you guys think of this campaign so far. I've done, I think, a couple other videos about it. I can say tonight was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And I think we're all meshing now. You know, and I really like that. You know, our fighter wasn't murder hobo anymore. Our druid, Nicole, she seems to be getting more into her character, or just in general getting more into the game. I think she's actually starting to enjoy it and seems to be starting to get it, which is awesome. I love seeing that happen. Yeah, our Paula was starting to give descriptions of her kill shots, and afterwards, when everyone left, she said she really enjoyed that. So I think she's going to start upping her RP level a little more, which is cool. And then Nate was giving awesome descriptions, and our fighter gave awesome descriptions of his attacks and stuff. Ultimately, it was a lot of fun. It was sure, it was a dungeon crawl, it was hack and slash, but I really enjoyed myself. I think everybody else enjoyed themselves. And to me, that's what it's about. You know, we all seem to have fun with each other's company. I really like my group. You know, they're awesome people, good people, and you know, they're awesome. I can hang out with them all the time and probably enjoy myself. So I'm really appreciative of them. And to think, you know, 6 months ago or whatever, I didn't know any of them except for my wife. The power of the internet. So love it. But yeah, so anyways, like I said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Nate, one of my players, his channel is WASD20. If you're not subscribed to him already, go subscribe. He's an awesome guy. He's doing good videos, good production quality, nice editing. He does D&D creation videos for characters. Has some good tips on different things like painting miniatures, adding weight to your plastic miniatures. Just awesome stuff. Go check him out. So, and that's it. So once again, thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.